We've waited for 5 years for this movie. Ben Affleck was supposed to do it, but things change. Now I'm sitting here, waiting. After seeing the movie, there's a lot I want to talk about, but I don't know how. I guess I'll just do the review, because I'm Steven. I'm so geeked about movies. And I don't look bad with this eye makeup.
Hey, yo, fam, man, stop with that, man.
Okay.
Like, we don't
all
care,
right.
fam.
I'll do the review.
We don't care about your skits, bruv.
easy.
Just get to the review,
Wait,
bruv.
what do you mean? Okay, all right. I'll do it.
You
Okay.
look silly, fam.
I'm going to do
Come
the
on,
review.
man. Hurry up, man. Get with the review.
Every time.
We've been waiting, fam. Hurry up.
Hi guys, it's Steven Geekface. I'm back and give an overview for yourself here today, which is for the film called The Batman. This is a film that people have been waiting for probably the last 5 years. It's gone through production hell. It was supposed to be originally Ben Affleck as the role, but things went into a different way. COVID came as well, which delayed things even more. All the talk about Robert Pattinson being the new Batman, because most audience know him from Twilight. So there's been loads of people being very skeptical of this movie. But the trailers came out, it looked really dark. It looked like they were going in a complete different direction. So how does this film do? Let's talk about it. Well, firstly, let's clear the awkwardness out of the room straight away and let's get to the thing that probably people have been talking about the most. Robert Pattinson playing Batman Bruce Wayne. How does he deliver in this movie? Now, people have been very skeptical of this actor. General audience already know him for being in Twilight, but over the years, he has proven himself to be a very prestige actor, showing different range in films like Good Time, The Lighthouse. He's done a lot of films. If you haven't checked him out, you definitely check him because he's really, really good. And in this, he is amazing. For me, he's probably the most realistic Bruce Wayne I have seen being played. Now, he does play it differently that, as we've seen in other previous movies, but if you take into account a crime fighter who works all night, barely sleeps, there's a way they will behave, and I think they did a really good job of portraying Bruce Wayne in that way. Zoe Kravitz, who plays Catwoman, for me is probably the best rendition I've seen of that character on the big screen. No offense to Michelle Pfeiffer, who is probably iconic as the character, but Zoe Kravitz really took it to the next level. She gave her depth. If she wasn't just another typical love interest for Batman or a sex icon, there was depth to this character. She could kick ass. There was, development in her character, and potentially I could see them probably, doing a spin-off with that character, and I'll be intrigued to watch it. Jeffrey Wright, for me, who is probably one of the most underrated actors, plays Commissioner Gordon. He plays it different as well, because he's more of a partner when it comes to Batman and him investigating, doing the detective work, and they really work together. I really love to see the chemistry between them, and they really sold the movie for me. Paul Dino, who plays the Riddler, probably the most craziest rendition that we have seen of this character. People are familiar with Jim Carrey's famous performance in Batman Forever, but Paul Dino took it to them amped up to 1,000, and he was intimidating. He's gonna have the audience on the edge, and he definitely had me on the edge. I think his performance is probably on par with Heath Ledger's Joker. I'm still have to think about it, but he left a real big impression on me, and I think he can leave a big impression on the audience as well. But the highlight for me was definitely Colin Farrell as the Penguin, who looks unrecognizable as the character. Even though his moment was very short in the movie, he did a really good job performing this character. He even made people laugh. He had some really, really, really sinister moments, and he's a really cool character. You're definitely going to enjoy him, and like I said, another good rendition of this character. Overall, this movie just has a really good rendition of characters that people are familiar with, and I think that's the strength of this movie. Cinematography was strong in this movie, and it really showed how Gotham, it looks gritty, looks dirty, the way the shots were there, the way they portrayed, the characters, hiding in the shadow. You can feel the corruption throughout this whole movie. Some of the shots in this movie were breathtaking. There were some shots where just Batman just standing on a building looking at the sea, and it looked gorgeous, something you want to hang up on your wall. And when it got to some of the fight scenes, now I always complain with certain fight scenes in movies where I don't think the director knows how to film it, and it's just, you can tell that the editor's having to chop everywhere to try and make a sequence that actually works. But in this film, they actually let the camera just breathe and let it just record all the moments there. There's barely any cutting through, and you can see a clear fight. And for me, that's more enjoyable, that's more cinematic. Sound editing in this movie was so strong. There were moments where you could hear the oomph of when Batman walked to the room went silent, and they amped up, each step he made, and that was really effective. That was really good to portray, the mystery of this character and how people saw him almost like he was a creature, he wasn't even human. Score in this movie is probably one of the best scores I've heard for a very long time, and it's definitely gonna be added to my collection. Now, if you notice, I haven't really talked about Andy Serkis, who plays Alfred the butler, that everyone knows, who is like almost, the Batman's father figure. Now, he is in the movie, he barely has any scenes, and I didn't feel like he was the strongest. I feel like he was there for more of a plot device, and he wasn't even good at, establishing, doing exposition in this movie. He was just there to say a few lines and help Batman solve, a couple clues here or there, and that was it. The plot is really good for the most part. Really felt like I was watching one of those murder mysteries, shows you watch TV like CSI, and really take you from one scene to the other. The film is definitely inspired by Seven and Zodiac, and it has those chilling moments and those moments where, we just follow the characters while they're trying to get the clues. And then in this case, there's loads of riddles, which the film is there for you to try and figure out, but because it's Batman, they kind of figure out really quickly. Now, I felt like the second half of the movie were really strong. The first half was focusing more on establishing the characters, who's who, what do they do, what's their mission. The second half was where the things starting to unravel, the mystery and the action kicks in. And in the third half, it was good, but I feel like it died down a little bit for me. And I'm not gonna lie, I was looking at my watch because this is a really long film. And I do advise that if you are gonna watch this movie, do not take a big drink with you. Make sure you go to the toilet beforehand because you don't want to miss anything. But that does not ruin the movie for me. I thought this film was superb. It was definitely worth the wait. Robert Pattinson is not to be messed with. Matt Reeves has done a really good job, taking a world that we're familiar with and spinning it on its head. And I think people who don't even like Batman or follow the comics or are not even DC fans are going to enjoy this movie just on the basis as a detective mystery movie. And the people who are a fan of Batman, you're going to really enjoy this rendition, and I feel like it's going to be in the talks of probably the best Batman film we've seen to date. I know that The Dark Knight is in people's minds and in their hearts, but this is definitely going to be up for debate. And on that note, I'm going to give this film a 9.5 out of 10. Really great start to potential franchise. Decide to go on, to more films, to potentially new characters. Yeah, new characters indeed. But I'm looking forward to it, and I highly recommend you watch this film if you can. The biggest screen as well, IMAX, super screen, whatever screen that you can find the biggest. Definitely check it out because it's definitely worth the wait. So, are you gonna watch this movie? Let me know in the comments down below. It's probably a silly question because you're probably all going to. But if you're not going to watch this movie, let me know in the comments down below and explain yourself why you're not going to, because I'm intrigued. And what is your favorite Batman so far that we've had besides Robert Pattinson, which is probably going to be in people's talk? Who else is your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. What villain do you want to see to decide to make another movie? Let me know in the comments below, because that's definitely going to be a debate. Always going to be a debate. But anyway, I digress. Guys, thank you for watching my video. Much appreciated. Thanks for supporting me. More videos on the way. And until then, remember to like, share, stay blessed, stay geeked. Bye-bye.